A tiny electronic device caused big problems for Amara Harris.
It's been a roller coaster.
Harris was accused of stealing a classmate's AirPods she believed were hers. When confronted, the then high school junior says she returned the AirPods to school officials. But a school resource officer at Naperville North High School still issued a $100 ticket for a theft Harris says never happened.
Okay, so we have a young lady who was accused of stealing her classmate's AirPods. Young lady explained that it was just, she thought the AirPods were hers. Obviously, we know most AirPods are very similar looking unless you have a case on them. She accidentally grabbed a classmate's AirPods and she was issued a $100 ticket by, the administration.
I was angry, I was sad. I felt that I was targeted with this case.
Harris refused to pay the fine, prompting nearly a 4-year legal battle.
There were more than 50 hearings.
And a 2-day trial where she won.
Amara's issued this ticket and by her own courage decides that she's not going to pay the ticket.
So she was issued a ticket, she refused to pay it, and what's crazy about this, they actually took this to court and had over 50 hearings over some AirPods, over her accidentally grabbing some AirPods. This is crazy. 50 court hearings. Just think about the amount of taxpayer dollars wasted over something so juvenile.
Because she did nothing wrong. It created, I think, a tension between the city for needing now to double down and defend on a practice that is not only questionable, but we believe is illegal.
Now, Harris is taking the city of Naperville to court, filing a $20 million civil suit claiming malicious prosecution and civil rights violations.
It requires now the intervention of the courts to get the city's attention. I hope it will say to the legislature, to the governor, and to the city.
This could have all simply been avoided. I'm sure this is tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of dollars of wasted taxpayer money over something so small as she grabbed the wrong AirPods. She gave the rightful owner got the AirPods back. They could have dismissed the ticket, but they wanted to double down. I mean, it appears that this may be, a racial component behind this. I'll be interested to know the amount of tickets issued to black students versus other races in the school.
That we have to change how we abuse the system and use the process against the interests of our students.
The suit also names the officer who issued the ticket as a defendant. That same officer testifying during the jury trial, he had no direct evidence Harris had stolen the AirPods.
Okay, so let me get this straight. The officer who issued the ticket had no evidence that this young lady stole the AirPods. So the ticket should have never been initiated, and the ticket should have never been written in the first place. It was completely bogus. There was no facts.
In a statement, the city attorney wrote, quote, "We believe the allegations are without merit," saying in part the city is prepared to vigorously defend this lawsuit, adding the police officers relied on eyewitness statements in issuing the citation. The fact that the jury acquitted Ms. Harris does not negate the factual basis for the actions of the city and its officer.
Hold on. Okay, so this is a statement issued by Naperville. It says the fact that the jury acquitted Ms. Harris does not negate the factual bias for the actions of the city and its officer. That makes no sense. She was found not guilty, which means she didn't do it. There wasn't enough evidence to substantiate the claims that she stole this classmate's AirPods. I mean, they're really doubling down on this thing.
The officers named in the suit and the school district didn't respond to our request for comment. A ProPublica investigation found black students in Illinois were twice as likely to receive a ticket out of.
Just like I mentioned earlier, I was interested to know, it says black students were twice as likely to be ticketed at school than their white peers.
A school compared to their white classmates. Is this a different form of racism?
That's an interesting question. The reason there's a civil rights aspect to it is that there's a disparate application of the issuance of tickets on the basis of race.
Despite everything,
Amara Fallon Harris
A moment of triumph for Harris after a taxing case. Graduating last month with a bachelor's degree from Spelman College in Atlanta.
You were always a great helper.
Marla Baker witnessed the emotional toll.
Keep in mind, this has been going on for years. This young lady has literally graduated college, and this case is still ongoing. Over $100 ticket over some AirPods. Insane.
On her daughter, who she says was an outgoing cheerleader, but now barely speaks above a whisper.
I try to hold my tears back because I know she's fighting through depression, she's fighting through anxiety, and she's getting back to that big personality, that big smile.
Turning what started as a misunderstanding into a catalyst for change.
Now I'm seeing the brighter side of it and seeing how I can help other kids and help schools.
Adrian Broaddus joining us now. Always incredible, Adrian. I love that story to see.
I hope this young lady wins this civil suit. Like I said, she's suing for $20 million. We know a lot of times with lawyers, they throw out a big number, but I hope she definitely is compensated because it's definitely very clear to me that this was definitely some racial undertones here. Like I said, they could have easily dismissed this $100 ticket. I mean, she accidentally grabbed her classmate's AirPods. There was no other evidence to prove anything other than that it was just a mistake. For them to be doubling down and wasting tens of thousands of dollars, I mean, this is just an abuse of the system, honestly.
Something like that happened to a young woman like that, so incredibly smart, and be, as you said, right, this catalyst for change. So with that, now we're hearing there's this push, right, in Chicago, other places as well, to get rid of school resource officers altogether.
Yeah, you're right. There is a push. Some districts are calling for counselors instead of cops. In fact, here this
Yes, I hope that resource officer was fired too, because he should have never issued that bullcrap ticket in the first place.
week in Chicago, there was a planned vote happening with the Chicago Board of Education. This comes after the board unanimously voted to terminate its school resource officer program back in February. The board will vote on those plans, to finalize those plans, I should say, this week. And that's something that we could see happening in Chicago public schools. To be clear, not the school where Amara Harris attended, a different district, but that would go into place at the start of the next school year. So we're looking at September, and that's something we'll stay on top of.
Great reporting. Adrian, thank you. Appreciate it.
Let me know
We are getting ready for our...
Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think this young lady was unjustly ticketed by the what do they call them, counselor? Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.